قاعد تشبي خليه بنايتنا وين؟ اهم شيء بنايتنا وين؟ هذا بناية راح نسويها.
وعليكم السلام.
انا بروح لباركوي.
باركوي.
مرحبا شباب. اهلا وسهلا بك. شاب.
والله في احتمال المصري احسن مني. المصري يعني احسن مني.
الكونتراكت خاص بعد. ما يحتاج.
Careful.
سامع اذا قرب يعطون تدق
لا 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 لا
قطع الدي وانت اللي ماشي. ظهري وعام. الجماعة ما عندك ملوك خلنا نوع من هذا المتريق دي. سام سبتي. خلنا نوع نسوي له باربيكيو. مويس. خذ قوات سوى باربيكيو. ايوه اي هذا
تاخذ الفخذ
هذا صغير.
فيكم بطنكم وين عليكم هذا طبيعي. انا باكله وين رايح مني بعيد هذا السلام اللي وراك
بس
راح نتريق ورانا الشغل.
لا لا خلاص رايق
عود وشايفين حديقة حيوان لون نوع من هالشيء. ما تقدر الطبيعة كل اللي ما تقدرها. صورنا مني ومن ناس
مكاونهم
يسوي حد زوم على الطيش بس.
هذا صورهم.
هاي نفسي هذا صار لي على خط قانون.
يقول لي صعب ادلك قلبي. بس كافي.
Good morning and welcome to the Jasper Tramway. My name is Don. I'll be giving you a guided tour on the way up. To begin with, our elevation we've just left is 1,300 meters or 4,300 feet. We're traveling at 4 meters per second, about 9 miles an hour. When we reach the upper terminal, your elevation will be 7,500 feet or 2,200 meters. The continuation of the hiking trail goes to the summit of Whistler's, 8,100 feet or 2,465 meters. Takes about an hour and a half to get up there. Well worth the effort. And grizzly sights up there for 2 days now. This being looking over to my right, in an easterly direction, the range of mountains we see there, the Malene Range. Main Malene came to us in 1845. Father Pierre de Spet, a Belgian Jesuit priest, traveled extensively throughout North America, visiting the various Indian tribes. When he was in this region and crossing the river, now bearing the name Malene, of course there were no bridges in 1845. Father de Spet had to dismount and lead his pack horses across the rather turbulent waters. His horses, his packs, and himself were swept away. When he crawled ashore, so the story goes, he wanted to curse the river, but being a priest, felt rather constrained. He was heard to mutter or splutter, "Let traverse Malene, the wicked and the evil crossing." The shorter peak on this end, just covered a bit by cloud at the moment, that's Signal Mountain. Base of the mountain, opposite our town site in 1811, there was a Hudson Bay post. Fort Henry. It was their habit once or twice a year, when they were expecting fur traders from the west, they'd climb a bit up the slopes and light a bonfire or signal fire to guide the fur traders from the west. Taller peak back of Signal Mountain, Mount Cara. That's named for an Iroquois guide, lived here in the mid-1800s, quite renowned for his knowledge of the area. The river between us and the Malene Range is the Athabasca. It has its headwaters at the Columbia ice field, about 100 kilometers south of us on the Icefield Parkway. It flows in a northerly direction, the only north-flowing river in Alberta. Its waters join with those of the Mackenzie River system, eventually emptying into the Hudson Bay or Arctic Ocean. Further back to the rear and right, the Colin Range, named for Colin Fraser, a Scottish bagpiper, came out here in 1806, and he managed the Hudson Bay post on Talbot Lake, near our eastern gate. That post, first managed by Jasper Howe, was known as Rocky Mountain House until another locality acquired that name, and then it was referred to as Jasper's House or Jasper House. Our town site below. We'll be crossing this tower in a moment. There'll be a slight sway as we go over this tower to change our angle of ascent. Our town site, mind you, there's very sparse population in this valley until the coming of the railway. The railway reached here in 1911. But what there was of a town site, originally known as Fitzhugh, in 1909 we acquired our present name, Jasper. Across from the town site, Lac Beauvert, French for beautiful green lake, the shores and buildings of the Jasper Park Lodge and golf course. Back of that, Kentucky Lake. The little river behind and below the car is the Yadkin. It has its headwaters to the left of us, the end of this valley, and crossing it, the Yellowhead or Tenjon Range. It's the border between British Columbia and Jasper National Park. It was named for a yellow-haired Iroquois fur trapper lived in that region in the late early 1800s. Coming from that direction, ending behind the car to the left, the Victoria Cross Range. We call her Peak Out Back with a tower on the top of it. It might make out clouds. That's Pyramid Mountain, tower of telecommunications for the region. Directly back of the car, a lake with an island in the center. That's Pyramid Lake. This side of it, Patricia. Both those lakes have resorts at them. Now we're just coming up above the tree line into the alpine life zone, a very cold, harsh climate, much like the Canadian Arctic tundra. Growing season, 3 to 4 weeks during the summer. Some species of wildflowers take up to 25 years to blossom. Perhaps a good time for a reminder, or if you're not aware, it's prohibited to remove any natural artifacts from the park. We stress the any, of course we need your cooperation, but stop to reflect with 2.5 million visitors a year, mostly in the same small areas. These small items that we like to take as souvenirs, be they rocks, flowers, pine cones, whatever, the cumulative damage is quite severe. Now, having said we're above the tree line, I'll point out these trees just ahead and to my left. Obviously didn't take the tour, but they have a special name. They're called Krummholz, a German word meaning twisted or stunted wood. Vegetation at this altitude tends to stay close to the ground to retain its heat. These trees, only 4 or 5 feet in height, but well over 200 years of age. Number doors under the boardwalk, goes around the building with some informative plaques and maps. And when you're ready to come down, if you're bored from the lobby, please, there will be cars approximately every... Enjoy your visit up here. No commentary on the way down. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
شلون صعدوا هذا وسووا في الحركة هذه؟ زين هذا شلون سووا؟ العلم جايبين بناني اصلا؟ يا كاك
هذا قمة الجبل اللي قاعدين هنا بالتلفريك يا ابو ذا قفان بريف هذا يقول لك كل السكوى رينج 1000 years.
هذا الغيمة الله أكبر اللهم صل. ها شباب وين رايحين؟ وين رايحين؟
جبل ايفرست.
يلا روح بشيل يلا دشوا بالغيمة عشان نصوركم. يلا هاي تقريبا غيمة قدامنا هذه تقريبا القمة، آخر الجبل، قمة الجبل. مثل ما انتم شايفين تقريبا الغيمة هذه ماشية سايحة الصوب. تقريبا الحرارة هني دون الصفر. تشوفوني انهيت. هذا تلفريك لقينا منه. هاي الشباب تقريبا دشوا داخل غيمة. تقريبا نسبة الأكسجين قلت، الواحد نفسه شوي يضيق.
تمام.
الحديدة تبر باردة. لا خل حق وجهي ما في شيء انا. ولا ولا شيء. يا حديدة تبرد. لا شوف. لا اوكي خلاص انتهى الموضوع. هاي
قوي
هلا
قوي ماي.
محمد صادق.
$100 يلا 5 دقايق. اللي جاي؟ ماشي. بس دفهم.
اوه ياوش
خيمة خطت لكم ماكو.
صورنا هات.
الصعايد ما نشتري الا عند الصعايد اللي على راسه.
اي والله على هالقد.
مشيل صار هوازي الله يغفرك.
تسوي؟
اوه هذول سكت هذول اسامه.
لا والله اشطركم محمد سبتي. طيب وين قاعد؟ الله يعافي عليه.
هذا الحين من فوق تلقى بشده.
من القهر قاعد يصعد.
يلا مشيل ها عطنا وصي. ها هل هالجو صابك؟
هاي
فريكويت.
كويس